Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I've got a story for you that is 100% true, and honestly, a little bit spooky. At first, it all started a few months ago when we began hearing these strange noises coming from directly above our heads from the attic. It wasn't your typical old house creaks and groans. This was different. It started as a faint scratching sound, almost like mice. We set traps, but they were always empty. Then, the scratching turned into a soft thumping, usually late at night, right when the house was completely silent. My husband and I would just look at each other, eyes wide, wondering what on earth it could be. We'd go up there with flashlights, search every corner, and find absolutely nothing. No signs of entry, no droppings, no nests, nothing. The thumping became more frequent, and then a new sound joined the chorus, a faint, almost melodic tapping. It was rhythmic. Tap, tap, tap. Pause. Tap, tap, tap. It was starting to seriously freak us out. We had friends over who heard it too. One of them jokingly said, "Dude, you've got a ghost." And for a minute, I think we all kind of believed it. What else could it be? We called it the attic ghost. And it became this running joke in our family. But deep down, it was unsettling. Now, let me introduce you to the real star of this story. Kiwi, our Indian ringneck parrot. Kiwi is a character. He's incredibly smart, a bit of a drama queen, and he mimics everything. Says hello, good morning, and has a perfect imitation of the microwave beeping. He's part of the family, and his cage is in the living room right below the main attic hatch. For weeks, as we were trying to solve this mystery, Kiwi was just being Kiwi, chattering, playing with his toys, business as usual. We didn't think he was paying any attention to our little haunting. But parrots are way more observant than we give them credit for. One afternoon, I was cleaning his cage, and the house was quiet. Suddenly I heard it. Tap, dash, tap, dash, tap. But it wasn't coming from the ceiling. It was coming from Kiwi. I froze and looked at him. He was perched on his little wooden swing, tilting his head, and then he did it again. He gently tapped his beak against the side of his bell toy. Tap, tap, tap. Pause. Tap, tap, tap. Was the exact rhythm we'd been hearing from the attic. My mind was blown. I called my husband over and we just stood there watching. Kiwi did it again. It was a perfect mimicry. This whole time he hadn't just been hearing the noise, he'd been learning it. This was our first real clue. The ghost wasn't random. It was making a pattern so distinct that a bird could copy it. But this just made the mystery deeper. What kind of animal makes a rhythmic tapping sound? Squirrel? A raccoon? It didn't fit. And why couldn't we ever find any evidence? It was like a phantom that only came out to perform its little drum solo. The next piece of the puzzle came a few days later. Kiwi started making a new sound. It was a soft, cooing, almost gurgling noise. It was a sound we'd never heard him make before. It was gentle and kind of sweet. He would make the sound while looking up towards the ceiling, almost as if he were trying to communicate with whatever was up there. At this point, we stopped thinking ghost and started thinking animal. But what animal coos and taps? Kiwi was our Rosetta Stone. He was translating the language of the attic for us. The tapping was a call, and the cooing was a response. Or maybe he was imitating two different sounds. This is when we decided to get serious. Armed with Kiwi's clues, the rhythmic tapping, and the soft cooing, we went back to the internet. We started searching for animals native to our area that make these specific sounds. Went through lists of rodents, mammals, and then we stumbled upon it. Birds. We started listening to the calls of different local birds. And there it was. An audio clip of a mourning dove. It had that soft, melancholic coo. It was a close match to Kiwi's new sound. Then we looked up their behavior. We learned that they build nests in sheltered places like attics, and that during mating or territorial displays, the male will sometimes tap his feet or beak. But the final clue was a video we found of a mourning dove trapped inside a building. To get attention, it was rhythmically tapping its beak against a window pane. Tap, 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 pause. Tap, tap, tap. It all clicked into place. We didn't have a ghost or a raccoon or a squirrel. We had a bird. A very polite, rhythmic bird trapped in our attic. The next morning, we launched Operation Save the Dove. We went into the attic, but this time, we weren't just looking for a creature. We were listening for it. We stood perfectly still, and after about 5 minutes, we heard it. A faint coo, coming from a dark corner behind an old water heater. We moved some boxes out of the way, and there it was. A beautiful, slightly panicked mourning dove. It had found a tiny opening in an old vent screen, gotten in, and couldn't figure out how to get out. The poor thing was probably up there for weeks. The tapping we'd been hearing was likely it hitting its beak against a wooden beam or the roof sheathing, trying to signal or break out. We carefully opened the main attic window, making sure there was a clear flight path. After a few moments of hesitation, the dove seemed to understand. It fluttered over, perched on the windowsill for a second, as if to say thank you, and then flew off into the blue sky. We sealed the vent screen properly, and the attic has been silent ever since. No more scratching, no more thumping, and no more ghostly tapping. Downstairs, things have changed a little, too. Kiwi, our little feathered detective, has added a new sound to his repertoire. Every now and then, especially in the morning, he'll let out a soft, perfect morning dove coo. It's like he's remembering his mysterious friend in the attic. So, the great haunting of our house was solved, not by ghost hunters but by our brilliant little parrot, who's smart enough to listen, learn, and translate the mystery for his clueless human family. It just goes to show, sometimes the greatest detectives come in the most unexpected, feathered packages. Thanks for hanging out and listening to my crazy story. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more adventures. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.